Hey guys, Jim Chester here. We're winding down day 2.5 of Mile High Sixth. I have Dr. Shawn Dill here with me, the art of the specific man, and I know it's all about specificity or it's nothing.
Right.
So let's just drop some knowledge on people about what the art of the specific is.
Well, the art of the specific is the technique portion of sort of our business offering. What we realized through my development. So I practice knee, chest, upper cervical, solid headpiece, toggle recoil, and we wanted to preserve that work. And one of the things that I think is really interesting is that techniques come, and sometimes techniques come and go, and it actually requires not just people doing it, right? Because you can learn it and then you can go off into your practice, but it requires people teaching it. And so, we've been super fortunate, Lacey and I, to have traveled the world. And now the next phase of that actually is that we are beginning to sort of turn over the reins on that to some great individuals like Grant Dennis, the Verners, Nick Verner and Dennis Verner. We have Nikki Pearson, a lot of great people, Addison Bullisen, that they're going to be showing up teaching. And again, what it's about is us teaching the up and coming generation and then having them take out to the next generation so that we can just propagate the work.
And really, that's what I've been talking about for a long time is building a good team.
Absolutely.
And there's that old cliche statement is teamwork makes the dream work. And I know that's something that you've also perpetuated into another venture of yours, which is the Black Diamond Club. Let's tell people about that and where the puck's going.
Yeah, great. So Black Diamond Club, really, that was basically created as a counterculture to a need that we saw, a void that we saw really in the chiropractic profession. I think a couple of years ago, I'm terrible with years, so I have no idea how long Black Diamond Club has been around. But I do know that when we created it, there was a need, there was a void that basically the culture, the idea of chiropractic in the community had become sort of dark. It was a culture where there was a lot of infighting, name calling, and even from the so-called mentors, right? That kind of became the way that we learned was that the mentor yelled at you, called you a fool, told you that they were the only one that knew what they were doing. And we decided that it was time to stop that we wanted to really go back to a feel of collaboration, of community, of support. And so we created the Black Diamond Club. And basically, there's 4 pillars in the Black Diamond Club. We focus on marketing, sales, mindset, and entrepreneurship. And, those things are super important. I think that we get a lot of marketing and sales, and everybody's like, yeah, I got that. But mindset and entrepreneurship are so big as well. And whether you know it or not, you're an entrepreneur. If you're watching this, right, and you subscribe to Jim and all of his content, in some way, shape, or form, you're an entrepreneur. And so we want to develop that skill as well. Being a great entrepreneur, being successful. But here's the main thing is it's all about support. Currently, we have 400 people in Black Diamond Club. It's a giant think tank for service professionals, not just chiropractors. So we have a lot of non-chiropractors that are joining and really collaborating and helping to support each other to reach our goals, to get better. And ultimately, here's the mantra. At the end of the day, we want to be able to serve more people. And in order to do that, we need success. So we want to help our members to become successful so that they can reach more people with their service.
Amen. And the thing that I really like about Black Diamond Club, because I'm a member as well, and I really support what you guys do, have since the inception when I met you out at Cairo Fest like 5 years ago.
That's right.
And when I first interviewed you, I thought that I was like, this Shawn Dill guy, he has the crossover potential to be not only in the chiropractic space, but to be in the business entrepreneur space. And I've watched you every step of the way, and I am blown away by how you've used your resources, your influence, and you've now ventured into getting a great coach in Jay Abraham and what that's been able to do to give you the acumen, the resources, and now the level scale that you're on right now. It's just blown me away with what I've seen you being able to do. So kudos to you. But big question for you. What's next?
Well, we're really excited that we're launching several initiatives. One of the ones that we're super excited about is a collaboration between Black Diamond Club, between Lacey and myself, and Tristan, Ryan, and the crew over at Cairo Sushi. You're going to be seeing a lot of sort of crossover, but at the same time, delineation and differentiation. So Black Diamond Club is really going to be targeting and hitting hard on the entrepreneur side, the business side, like we said, marketing, sales, mindset, and entrepreneurship. And we're going to be begin to really move a lot of our chiropractic content over into Chiro Sushi. So in addition to Ryan, you're going to begin to see Lacey showing up a lot on Chiro Sushi, doing regular videos, sharing some content there, like her talk here at Mile High, where we talked about some do's and don'ts in communicating chiropractic. Whereas in the Black Diamond Club space, that's more just entrepreneurship and not so chirocentric. So we're really excited about that collaboration. We're also super excited about a collaboration that we're doing with Frank Jew and the folks over at CoAction Software. The release of an EHR called Katana. It's not just it's just not another EHR. It's going to be basically an all-in-one. We're going to have a social media component, an autoresponder component. We've really dived deep on that to see if we can help to create a product. Because look, we have as chiropractors an EHR, and then you have all these little add-ons that you have to buy from this company, your autoresponder, and this drip campaign, and then text reminders and email reminders, and then processing, and all of those things. And we're going to put it all under one hood, leveraging the brains, Travis and Frank over there at CoAction, pulling in some other partners that really are going to push the envelope on what we can do. And actually, I got to tell you, sometimes I'm sometimes scared, right? Because we live in this information age, and the amount of information that's available. And when you give somebody your name and your email, they can find your social media accounts. They can begin to target Facebook ads and social media ads at your friends and your friends of your friends, reviews, and automating that process to help the chiropractor to reach more people. So Katana, that'll be releasing sometime here in the fall, and we're super, super excited about that. And then I have two other projects. One is I've been working and collaborating with Jay Abraham on a project called Preeminence for Chiropractors. That will actually be releasing through Jay's company, so it'll be available through jayabraham.com. And then lastly, we've been writing a book. And so the release of the book, we've been doing that with the great guys at Scribe, Tucker Max, formerly Book in the Box. Tucker's been involved in helping us to get that launched. And we will be actually, the timeline is to be debuting the book at Berkshire Philosophy event in the spring of next year. And we're super excited about that. Again, that's going to be a business book, not a chiropractor's book. It's going to be a book for service professionals to help you launch, grow, serve more people, and create super tight systems and processes.
That's so cool, man. And if you guys know anything about Dr. Shawn Dill, he's always got one step ahead of most people. You've always got your finger on the pulse of this profession. You see what it's like as being a business leader. You see what it's like coaching multiple offices and scaling that. And what's the big premise around all of this, man? I know there's a big story behind all this.
Well, yesterday, in my presentation here at Mile High, and I want to recognize Danny and Rochelle.
Please.
This is their weekend, and a triumphant return, if you will, for Danny, right after all that he's been through, and it was very heartwarming and touching for everybody 100%. To have been here and to experience that. In my presentation yesterday, I talked about the stages of leadership, and not becoming a leader, but when people follow. So when people follow, the first reason why they would follow somebody or something is because they see what's in it for them, right? And so they ask usually, well, what's in it for me? And then the second stage is, or what can that person or that entity do for me? The second stage is, what can that person or entity do through me? And I think that when we talk about, next level, next stages, where are we going? We've been really championing this idea, and I think that slowly, you've seen great leadership emerge at things like IFCO. I'm super proud to be involved in the board there. And, we went through a little bit of a transition time, but I think that we're really seeing a real collaborative spirit. I'm really excited about the relationships that have been developed, not only just personally, but organizationally. IFCO to ASRF, another organization that I'm involved with. We're seeing a lot of bridges being built. And then, of course, ASRF and then Sherman College, that's where my support goes. But here's the thing, is you begin to see people, and a lot of people are jumping on board this weekend, a lot of new ASRF members, a lot of new IFCO members. Just yesterday, we had a lunch for Sherman College, a lot of new Sherman regents. But here's the next step, is what can those organizations not do for me, but do through me, right? And so now we're talking about how can you actually, so first of all, if you're not a member, listen, one of the concepts we talk about in Black Diamond Club is mirror, mirror. And I think that, if somebody's watching, one of the things that I've learned in consulting is that so many times when people have business issues, first of all, my mentor, Michael Port, the author of Book Yourself Solid, he always says that business problems are personal problems in disguise, right? And so I've noticed that oftentimes that when people have business issues, they actually reflect the same behaviors in their own behavior, and they're ignorant to that, right? So when you have patients that don't want to pay, or that are not committed, that usually is a signal that there are areas in your life where you're not supporting financially or where you're not committed. And so I think the first step is, listen, if you're not a member, and you want to see committed patients and you want to see people that value you, I would ask you, how committed and how much do you value the organizations that provide for you the very blanket of protection under which you are actually providing your care? I mean, and it's not the people, the chiropractic in general, but it's the people, your audience, right? Because I know that your audience is the same audience that really resonates with, providing chiropractic care and being the ones that are holding the line, right? So ifcochiro.org, I invite you to jump on there. ASRF, become a member. The research that's about to come out there is unbelievable. And then pick a school, right? I like Sherman. I also support New Zealand Chiropractic College. I support the New Scotland Initiative. Pick a school and support there and watch what happens to your business. Now, chiropractically, where are we going? I think that the thing that we're seeing, it's beginning this year. I'm sure we're going to see this more and more next year, and we're going to separate the winners from the losers over this one word, and it's collaboration. I think you're beginning to see, just like how, when you launched your venture here, with the hustle and putting out your podcast, I wanted to jump on and collaborate. I wanted to support, because collaboration is the key in order for us to advance. For so long, we've been very me or I oriented in chiropractic. It was about, what can I do? And then, I would look across the fence and see, oh, this person's doing podcasts, so I will do a podcast. But I think what we're going to see is that, hey, if somebody's already doing podcasts and they have an audience, I don't need to come out with my own podcast. How can I collaborate? How can we, so the other word is leverage. How can we leverage each other's skills, talents, the commodity, the assets that we possess, the influence that we possess to reach more people? My big revelation in life actually occurred because, I'm very inspired by, Liam says this, and in essence, Liam brought this idea to IFCO of every man, woman, and child on the planet checked for vertebral subluxation and adjusted when necessary since birth. But my realization was this: there's over 7 billion people on the planet. I can't get there. I'm personally not going to check every man, woman, and child on the planet. So if we are going to get there, the only way to do it is by collaboration. It doesn't matter where you are in your community. If you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma, if you're in Indianapolis, Indiana, you can't check every person in that city. So you need actually the collaboration of the other chiropractors, the other providers in your area in order to actually accomplish the vision. And that goes for podcasts, for media companies, that goes for groups like Black Diamond Club and Cairo Sushi and Shubal Vision Elite. We need each other and we collaborate. That goes for ICA, IFCO, the different national organizations. It goes for everybody that's working towards a common cause. Either you're collaborating or you're going to get left behind.
Mm-hmm. And if I didn't like my mic, I'd drop it. But I like this mic, and I like what you have to say, man. So I really appreciate you stepping up and providing information to people, because information is the age that we're in. And if we don't have good information and good leaders and good things to take into our hearts and our minds, then we basically are searching for something. So if we have something, which we protect the sacred trust of chiropractic, but if we have something and we don't protect it and support it, then we don't care about it.
What's it all
and
about?
What we say is the things that we care to say to other people, which we believe that they need to hear. So it's all communication paradigm. And I just want to say thank you for supporting Chiro Hustle for such a long time. I really appreciate that, man. The love is there. You see me everywhere. I keep on showing up. I keep on getting better at what I do, and I keep on building better relationships as I move along. So I appreciate you supporting and becoming somebody in my collaborative team. And I enjoy what you do with the Black Diamond Club. I may not contribute as much to that group as some people do, but it's nice to just be in a family like that, because I know that when I need the resource, like when I did need the resource and I said, hey, we're bringing on new sponsors, you said, I'll do that. So thank you for doing that when you did that. And Is there anything that we didn't talk about you want to share with people?
No, you know what? I just want to thank you to 400 episodes.
I've done like 470 interviews in 2 years.
Yeah, 470 interviews. I mean, and you don't have to do this. You do this because you have a heart for helping to get the word out. And so, on behalf of everybody that benefits from your content, from behalf of everybody that views, regularly consumes, we thank you as well.
Awesome, man. Well, just put it there.
You
Let's
got
do
it.
one of these.
You got it.
And
Thanks so much.
I'm gonna go ahead and close out.
Absolutely.
I knew we weren't going to go as long as we went, but we did. But the value was there, the content was there, and we just keep on driving forward. And everybody else gets kind of like left behind unless they start collaborating more as well.
That's right.
So you guys are just one story away. Keep hustling. See you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.